Test number 56. Determine the relative strength of an internal link. Hey everyone, my name is Clint Butler from SIA, and on behalf of the entire SIA team, thank you for joining me. Let's get into this test a little bit. So what we're really talking about here at the end of the day is silos and silo structure. And there's been a lot of people since the advent of silos, and I think Bruce Clay is probably one of the first people to actually publish about it. But there's been a lot of people, attractors and detractors to the concept. So, and is semantic SEO, it's a nice coin term where keyword clusters and topic clusters and all that stuff becomes top of mind. Silos are actually back in flavor. And at the end of the day, what you're doing is you're creating a set of content. Let's say, and one that I show a lot and as a point of reference is my Bellevue SEO page on digitalear.com. And I have Bellevue SEO as the top of the silo, and then I have some topic pieces underneath it that are not related to SEO, but more related towards the city of Bellevue because I'm going for proximity. And if you're in Bellevue, you see I have this Bellevue content. And so when you search for Bellevue SEO, I'm more likely to show up. And it actually worked pretty well. I was on page one for a while. Some negative SEO campaigns and some link stuff, and it kind of knocked everything down. But no big deal. The point of the experiments, in that case, that silo was an experiment, was to see if it was going to work, and I can replicate it on bigger and better sites. So what happened is the silo boosted it up, and I was actually ranking page one, top 3 without any external backlinks. And that was a perfect case scenario for me. And that's something that I want to repeat it. And in this test, it was an external link against the silo. And essentially the silo beat the external link. And keep in mind, this is a Google Doc link, not necessarily some superstar link at the end of the day. And it is a fake keyword. So if you're comparing, let's say if it was a really good backlink, from a big site, my guess is it would have been flipped around and the external link would have beat the internal link because it's a testing site and that's a good site, etc. So you kind of get where I'm going with that. But when you're doing the silos and you're doing optimized content, and let's say you're using a tool like Surfer or InLinks or a combination thereof, where it's like something that I teach, you can get a really good initial ranking just from your internal linking and save money on external links. So if you've been around in the market now, you know that backlinks are expensive because the good ones, people know the value of their websites. And that's thanks to people doing a lot of outreach and sending emails about outreach, etc. So webmasters have gotten smart and just monetize their websites. If you want to do a guest post, sure, do a guest post, but it's going to cost you $250. And people are paying that now a lot. And if you go to any backlinking service or PBN service, you know that people are paying that amount of money for a backlink. So if your external linking costs tripled, let's say it used to cost you $50 and now it's going to cost you $1,000, you want to find the best opportunities to get as far enough ahead as you can without having to go broke. And some markets, you're just going to have to go broke at the end of the day. But for the most part, especially if you're in a small business market and you're doing a lot of local things, internal silos will get you up to page one for the most part. Obviously, if you're in some more competitive markets, you'll get to page 2. But that's better than starting off in like position 50 and having to build all those backlinks to compete versus starting off in position 15. And now you have to build less backlinks to get up in page 1. So that's why this test is actually really important. It's the strength of internal link is powerful, even on a brand new site, even if it's got zero history. It's still powerful if you do it right and you build these silos out, and you can save yourself a lot of money on those external links. So this test is still valuable. I think the relative strength of your website is going to be different than the relative strength of someone else's website, or even one domain that you own versus another. So you're going to see different results from doing this yourself. My method is to build your money page. I'll write it down here. Let's increase the font size here so you can see that. All right, so you build your money page, and then you build 4 internal pages that contain supporting content. And the content can either be on topic or on location. So like I said, if you're targeting Bellevue, for example, I could do our Bellevue SEO. I can write 4 SEO related posts, or I can do 4 related to Bellevue itself, and drive that traffic up. This one is probably better, just because it's related, etc. Right? But there's only so much. There's just some niches that there's only so much you can write about the topic, right? So, in my case, I'm doing it. It's an SEO blog or an SEO website, and so I want to write high quality content, so it kind of stands on its own on a blog versus doing silos and weak writing on different SEO topics. So I focus on location. My guess is I would actually have gotten even better results if I went to topic, but I focus on location and it's just fine. So, and I know that 4s plus or minus 1 or 2 is going to be my sweet spot for my internal links. And then at that point, I have to go on to move and do external. I can't avoid it. So you test it yourself, see where your page count is, and then when you're doing a money site, you're going to have to do 4, 5, 3, 2 internal links. And to squeeze as much juice and much power and much initial ranking out of that site as you can before you go and start investing money in the external stuff. So I hope that helps. You watched the video this far. Take 5 more milliseconds. Push the thumbs up and thumbs down. Let us know how we're doing. We appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next video.